Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us here tonight. It's a pleasure for me to speak with, to have with me here tonight, Miss Katherine Dunham. Let me begin, Miss Dunham, by asking you, what really inspired you to dance?
My Aunt Lulu, she really inspired me. She'd take me out to these dance shows and different places, and I just watched these dancers dance together, and it was just like beautiful, and I'm like, I want to do that. That's what I want to do.
Was there anyone in particular who was your model from a young age on?
Not really. Mostly my family and friends that were home, always there thinking about me.
You talk a little bit about your family, your Aunt Lulu. Your mother died at a pretty young, when you were pretty young, didn't she?
4 years old, yes.
And what happened with your father after your mother died?
He didn't really take care of me after that. He left me with my Aunt Lulu, and I didn't really see him after that. He remarried with some woman, I don't know.
So you didn't really have a close relationship with your father?
No, not at all.
Do you have any memories of your mother at all?
Not really. It's really vague in my mind.
But in terms of your family, the greatest influence, I think, as you said before, was your Aunt Lulu. Is that right?
Yes.
And she would take you to these different shows where you would see dancers?
Yes.
Okay. Now, at that time, when you were growing up, you witnessed a lot of discrimination. Is that right?
Yes.
And that discrimination had an impact on your family and friends. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of impact did that have on you witnessing discrimination against members of your family and your friends?
I really wanted to help. I really wanted to try to stop some of the discrimination and really, really help to stop that.
Was there anything that struck you as a little odd as you danced in front of these different audiences when you witnessed discrimination? What was that?
Sometimes I dance at these Broadway shows in New York, and it would be so beautiful, but there was only white people in the audience. So if I were to go there and buy a ticket, I wouldn't be able to.
So you were able to dance in some of these shows, not only in New York but in other places, but if you went there to buy a ticket, in some places you would be denied entry. Is that right?
Yes.
And that was because of discrimination. Let me ask you this. What kind of things come to mind when you're dancing? I'm just curious what's in your head while you dance.
It makes me feel kind of free, and I'm always just like happy, and it just makes me feel good and strong.
Do you ever think about your father at all?
Not really. I haven't really seen him forever.
There came a point in time after you were touring as a dancer that you decided to open your own dance school in East St. Louis, near where you grew up. Is that right?
Yes.
What inspired you to open that school?
I really wanted to help the children of St. Louis and really brighten their minds with dance and really just open a dance school just to have fun.
Was the dance school intended to be for a lot of poor children as well?
Yes. It was, the dance school was free. It was...
Oh. So that made dance available for a lot of kids who couldn't otherwise afford it, is that right?
Yes.
There came a point in time, I think, that you decided that being an anthropologist wasn't going to be your only career, is that right?
Yeah, in college I could tell towards my later years that I was doing a lot of shows, a lot of dancing and a lot of different events, and I could tell I couldn't just drop all this my last year of college. I really had to take it with me, so I could tell anthropology wasn't going to be my only later life job.
If you were to ask yourself what your greatest legacy is as a dancer, having opened this school for poor children, how would you describe what you wanted to do with that school? I guess what I'm asking is, in some ways you took your passion for dancing and turned it into something that gave other people opportunities. Is that right?
Yes.
And what did you, again, and maybe you touched on this earlier, I apologize if I asked you, but what is it that you hope to accomplish with that school, with those poor children?
I really hope to accomplish that everyone has the same ability to be able to dance and be happy even if they couldn't afford to do other things.
And to give them some of the opportunities that dance afforded you, is that right?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Dunham, for spending time with us here today. Your life is clearly an inspiration to a lot of people, and we appreciate you sharing it with us.
Okay, thank you.